welcome again to number, I'm not sure, of our podcast. I think we're 7. I thought we were 6 earlier, not really sure anymore. But we are here today with Coach Jake and another opportunity to get to know another one of our newer coaches that came into the gym this year. So I'm super stoked to introduce you to Coach Jake. So Jake, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. I love that shirt. That's my favorite Rhino shirt that we've ever done.
I like it.
Yeah,
I think I know all the words that are in here, but I'll have them memorized at some point.
Oh, have you read it through?
I have.
Do you know the story behind that shirt?
No.
No, that shirt was designed by words we asked our member base that we had at the time. And we said, hey, we want everybody to give us like one word or a phrase or whatever of what Rhino means to you. Like, what has it done in your life? What has it taught you? Anything, like what it means to you. And this was the mix of words that we got. And we took all of those and put them into the design. So it's always been one of my favorites. Yeah. So anyway, a little off topic there, but if anybody wants that shirt, yeah, but it's awesome. Jake, I just want to start out with a little CNN 2-minute kind of, tell us about who you are, because you are still new-ish in the gym. You've been here for a few months now, but
yeah,
but not long enough maybe for everybody to get to know you yet. So give us the little 2-minute CNN version. Who is Jake? Like, where did you come from? What brought you here? Things like that.
All right. I'm originally from Colorado, born and raised. I was born in Salida, Colorado. It's a little mountain town in the heart of the Rocky Mountains. And I grew up in Colorado, and, I got married like a lot of people do. So been married for 15 years. I have 3 kids that are 22, 12 and 8, and we took a little trip down to Texas for 5 years because I worked for Trader Joe's, and at the time they had said they were going to relocate me, so I got to spend a little time down in Houston. Got to meet some great people there, and just kind of got into fitness and Spartan races and all of that at that time while I was down there, probably about 3 years ago. And we knew that we weren't going to stay in Texas forever. My wife, Kara, who is a member here as well. And we decided to come to Boise, and we've been loving it ever since. I love this city, and really love the community, and just super excited that we found this gym right off the bat. So.
Me too. That was I remember when you first came in as a member and they were like, oh yeah, he's certified Spartan trainer, and he's, all these different things. And yeah, he trains down in Texas, but they just moved here. And I was like, oh, cool. Awesome. Like, I hope he loves it here. And you were just a member in the gym at the time. And I remember that. So it was so cool.
Yeah.
I love that you found a new home that was like similar, to what you had back in Texas too, that got you in.
It's good. Yeah. And I never thought that I'd be coaching here either. And that door opened. And so it's pretty incredible beginning to our time here.
Yeah. In the right timing. We always find that the right door is open to the right people. It has always happened here that way. Mm-hmm. And I feel like there's like so much intervention, like divine intervention that happens with our team here, because it's always the right people at the right time. And it's been such a cool thing to watch over the years. And you were definitely one of those. It was every time.
It was pretty incredible. So
do you guys, what made you guys come here? Do you have family here in Boise, or?
We don't. I actually almost moved here right out of high school. At one time, I thought I was going to be a pastor and go to Bible college, and life kind of took different turns, and so I was semi-familiar with the area. I'd never been back. That was good 25 years ago or so. But we really, when we decided like we're really feeling like God's putting on our hearts to go somewhere else. We prayed about it a lot, and really I just knew that he would tell Kara, hey, this is where you should go. And at the moment that she said, let's go to Boise, like that was really just confirmation for me. And right off the bat, from the time I like tried to transfer here, everything just continued to work. Like you were saying, divine intervention. We knew that God was really working it out, like making the way straight for us to get here. And just like incredible circumstances, just, really kind of miraculous that we, wake up sometimes and we're like, how did we get here? And it's been just a really fortifying for our faith that we could kind of feel God calling us somewhere and then just respond and have it be blessed that way. It's not always that easy, but definitely when he's saying, hey, here's a breadcrumb, just follow one breadcrumb after another and you'll wind up where you need to be.
Very cool. We're going to stay on that topic actually a little bit, because you're one of my coaches that we have, a few coaches in our building that very openly and outwardly live out their faith and really combine that really interesting ways with their fitness and with what you guys do and your purpose and your passion for fitness. And tell us more. I know you know what I'm talking about. Tell us about the program that you're involved in that actually gives you an opportunity. I think it's cool that you were going to be a pastor at one point.
Right.
You wanted to be a pastor, and now you're in the fitness world, but you're still bringing that faith into your life in a really unique way. So talk about that a little bit.
So, I really had that on the back burner, the whole, being a pastor and everything. And that calling never really went away. But when I ran my Spartan race, that was really kind of the life-changing moment for me.
A lot of people get to know God during their Spartan races.
Yeah, exactly. You got to pray for help at some point during that thing. But that was the point where I was like, I really want to like help people experience what I did, doing some things that I never thought I would do. I wasn't very athletic or active, in my early adult life. But once I kind of caught wind of that and really started running and training, for Spartan, and I went and got the certifications to, be a personal trainer and be a Spartan coach. The Spartan SGX program was pretty awesome. So within that same time frame, I was working at Trader Joe's in Texas, and somebody came through my line and he had a Philippians 4:13 shirt on, which is I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And all the while in the back of my mind, I was thinking like, if it would be really cool if I could find a way to fuse faith and fitness in my own way. And so I asked him, like, what's that shirt all about? And he said, oh, this is Faith RX. We, go into gyms. He was actually a gym owner down there. He said, hey, we go into gyms and we just kind of bring, love and Jesus and work out and have fun doing it. And I'm like, wow, that sounds kind of cool. He's like, check it out. So I go online. Here's another crazy thing. I go online to check out Faith RX, and they were actually having a workout at my church that weekend. And so another breadcrumb, I go to the workout with my family. I met a pastor there who kind of like gave the message. So what they do is, we just work out, right? And if anybody wants to stay and fellowship and kind of hear the message and just get to know each other, they can. And I did that. And so I met the pastor and we just kind of got to talking. I'm like, yeah, I'm going through all these certifications and trying to become a coach and, all of that happening at the same time. And so I attended a few more of the events and loved it. And they offered me the ability to become a chaplain in that gym. And so that calling that I had that never really went away, it really kind of all came to a head, and being able to go into a gym and share the message of Jesus and just share love and really get in front of people and express my faith and, just be there to help them with it, whatever they needed. But so became a chaplain there. Now this was my first exposure to CrossFit as well. And, in that time really got to see what an awesome community CrossFit is. And so falling in love with CrossFit and Faith RX and all of these things just kind of working together, I was able to really kind of find for me what my purpose would be, what my passion is. And so ever since then, it's always been, for me, it's okay if you don't believe like I do. It's okay if you don't share the same faith like we are. We're here to love each other, and really God is love, and that's really what the way that I see it is just at the end of the day, like everything that I do should be done in love. And so that goes for coaching, sharing the gospel, or just, being there for somebody that needs it. So, that's kind of how it worked out there. I started a Spartan SGX program in that gym that I was at. It was a CrossFit gym, but every now and then I'd look over at the CrossFitters and be like, wow, that looks pretty cool. And so I was given the ability to jump into some of those classes along with doing some of those community workouts and everything. And really kind of have just progressed in my passion for CrossFit, Spartan, and seeing those things that we do with our body as worship. We're a temple. I know that a lot of people say that and don't really, know what that means, or, oh, it means you got to take care of it, right? We take care of our temple. It's our body, but really, spirit wise, when you're in the middle of a tough workout, and when you're in the middle of a journey, and we all are, that's not going to end until the day that we die. You're in the middle of that, and you're trusting a process. There's nothing really that runs more parallel to what life is than that. Is you're becoming something spiritually, physically, and you're trusting a process throughout that whole thing. You're going to mess things up, and hopefully you learn from them. And that basically is the way that I see fitness. As way more than hey, let's work out and get ripped abs and be awesome and show our protein shake and our workout on Instagram or whatever.
But you'll be so cool.
But so that's what it is. It's part of the journey. Fitness is a huge part of it, and I think that God really wants us to take care of our bodies. He wants us to relate that to the way that we take care of each other, and the way that we learn and grow and try new things and overcome obstacles.
Very cool. All right, everybody, come back next week for Rhino, Jake, Rhino Church. I feel like we all got brought to church just now, so hopefully everybody was
right.
And ultimately, here's the thing that I love about like the Faith RX program and just different things that you guys have brought in and other people. Camp Rhino itself was founded on the ideas that just everybody's different, right? We're all different. We're all human beings. We're all going through our own journey and our own path, and none of us know where the other one is on that journey, but we're going to accept and love each other either way. And the only thing that ever mattered for us was that people are good human beings. Like that's all that we care about, and that's where our fitness kind of background, base comes from, is we just want to help people be good human beings. And we know that having your health allows you to be a better human. It just allows you to be happier. It allows you to be better for your family. It allows you to be better for the world. It allows you to be stronger in your faith or in whatever it is that you do, right? And I have had people ask me, is Camp Rhino a Christian gym? And I'm like, I mean, no, like we're not affiliated with anything, we're just a gym. Like we're not affiliated with like basically anything. But what we love is we love humans that want to be great humans. Yeah. And that does draw in, a ton of like great people of all different faiths. And so I think it's really cool when I've also noticed that a lot of I don't think I've ever had a situation come up where any of our faith-based people had any kind of disagreements in any way. Everybody just loves each other, and I just think that's awesome. Chris and you, I know, have a really good bond, and you guys have a great friendship. And he was out here working out about 20 minutes ago, and he was blasting some worship music during his workout. Yeah. Nobody else is in the gym, and he's awesome. Just blasting it, and I'm in here jamming too, working, and he's out there getting his booty kicked in his workout, and right. We can all like do these things. But I think the thing that really sticks with me about what you're saying, aside from obviously the purpose behind everything that you're doing and how it's also intertwined and how it all has brought you to this place, which I think is so special, is just when you say that, you just love, like you're brought here to love, like your purpose is to love, period. And you happen to do that through sharing your faith. And I love that Faith RX was able to kind of combine the two worlds for you, you know, and go ahead.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing, and it's growing. So they basically have chapters throughout the country. There's no chapter in Boise. There was back in 2016.
Not yet.
And so that's really where my focus is right now with them is starting a chapter in Boise. So we've pretty much gone through jumped through all the hoops to start a chapter. There's some other gyms that are interested in it too, which, I think is great. I think that CrossFit and just fitness overall should be a community, especially in a city like this that's growing the way that it is. How cool for us to, have other gyms partner alongside of us and just, continue to grow the fitness part of things too, where, people need that. And, there's a lot of emotional needs that go along with why you would step into a gym. It's never just physical. So, the more people that can walk through our doors, whether it be at this gym or, one of the other ones here in town, it's good for everybody. It's good for the community.
For sure. And community, like that word in itself, I think you say the CrossFit community and, the fitness community or the Faith RX community or, whatever community you're in, a lot of people come into gyms because they're needing something in their life. And a lot of times a part of that is fulfilled just through that community of people. And I think we undervalue or don't always understand how valuable that gym community can be for people's lives, because it is a group of like-minded people that are positive, that are loving, that are supportive, that are accepting, at least in our facility. And I know a lot of facilities are like that here in Boise. I know a lot of owners here that are, their gyms probably have great communities. And that's something that really, especially tight gyms like ours, that are smaller, where everybody knows everybody, that one of the most valuable parts of it is that you have a supportive, loving, accepting community that allows you to come in as you are, and try to be who you want to be. Like none of us have this whole world, human thing totally figured out, right? So it's have a team of people that can be behind you and support you and be like-minded. It's just a very, very important thing for so many people's lives that don't have that. And I just want everybody, I always want like everybody to come in. I'm like, come in here, like you will find all the greatest people, like they're going to support you, you're going to feel that. I mean, it changed my life, in Vegas, and I know it will for people here.
Yeah, what you just explained is exactly what the church is supposed to be, right? And there's a lot of people that wouldn't step foot into a church that are going to come into a gym, and that's really what we're here to do. And like all the Spartan stuff behind you there, right? One of the big pillars of Spartan is the Spartan stands up for what they believe, no matter what. And so you have to respect somebody, regardless of whether you agree with what they're saying or not. If they're, very firm in who they are and what they believe, there's a lot of respect that has to go along with that. So
absolutely. Yeah, like 1,000% on that. All right. We just spent 20 minutes on like one, but I feel like people got to know, no, don't apologize, because I feel like people got to know like the heart and soul of you through all of that, right? And so we can like brush around with fun little questions or whatever, but like that's the real stuff. Like this is this is the stuff that matters most to you in the world,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So I think it was perfect, and I didn't want to stop any of that. So I am going to change topics a little bit though, and ask you. So tell us a little bit about your history with fitness. Were you always very very fit and healthy? Did it always matter to you? Like, what brought you into the fitness world?
So as a kid and as a teenager, I was like the opposite of fit and healthy. I was very sedentary. I was the same height, so I'm about 5'7", 5'8" on a good day, and I weighed about 230 pounds in high school. I still played football, but I was a lineman, just because I was big, I could be up front and get in people's way. And I ate a lot. I could easily eat 4 Big Macs in one sitting, not a problem. I'd take a pie and go hang out in bed. That's just kind of what I did as a high schooler. Just without having a whole lot of direction
Right.
along those lines. And just at some point, right when I got out of high school, something snapped, and I stopped drinking soda for one, and just wanted to eat good food, stop eating fast food and stuff like that. And I just felt so much better. Not that I was working out a ton, but I lost a lot of the weight, the excess weight that I had. I lost about 75 pounds within the span of about 7 months right after high school. So then it wasn't really until I was probably 9 years ago, I just started running. Like, it was kind of like Forrest Gump. I was just like, man, I just felt like running. And I got outside, ran a mile, ran 6 miles. Within 2 weeks, I ran half a marathon, just by myself, not really realizing that was a lot of volume to take on right
Yeah,
away.
that's
Sore. But really running is where I found my passion for fitness and running long distances and stuff, and finally ran a marathon down in Texas. And then my crazy brother was just like, hey, let's run a Spartan race. And that's really when it, like I said, just kind of, one thing led to another, where, I love everything that, Spartan stands for, and the things that it really gets people to do. And now with CrossFit, it's just kind of this new challenge where there's so much to learn, and it's kind of a lifetime of learning. But yeah, I mean, I love to be active now, be active with others, and just be part of the community. And yeah, so that's
love it.
it.
Give me
Like,
your best Spartan memory.
what's that?
Favorite Spartan race memory.
I would say, like, the very first race that I ran in Austin, there was this tube that was like, they have plastic ones, and you can crawl on all fours, no problem. But this one was a drainage pipe that you could barely fit in. There was no way you could get on all fours. It was totally dark. It was probably 30 yards to 40 yards. It was a long way. So my brother, who's a Marine, still remembers this, and like, he was scared, right? Because it was dark. You could not see the end of that thing, and all you could do was army crawl on gravel and water, and hope that the person in front of you is going to keep moving. And that, for me, because of some of the fears I had with just, enclosed spaces and things like that, that was that point where something switched, where it was like, facing a fear and loving the feeling of something that looks so terrible, being something that you conquered, and getting in the tube, not knowing where the end is, right? That was definitely, when I look back on it, absolute favorite memory.
Oh my goodness. I think I remember one of those. Yeah. No, I feel you. The Spartan races, there's something really, their tagline is, you'll know it's a finish line.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't understand how powerful that tagline is and how accurate it is until you actually do a race. And then the second you finish, you're just like, I did that. Yeah. Like, I overcame that. It's like you said, there's so many things to fear in a Spartan race too. Like, there's so many things, where you're just like, what am I doing right now? It's insane. But
and then you can't wait to do it again, right?
Yep. 100%. Well, that's why you see all the, like that's part of them. So it's like you do. Everybody that I've known that does the Spartan race at some point, I always tell people everybody should do a Spartan race at some point. Everybody, you should do at least one. You don't have to love it and you don't have to do it again, but you should do at least one. But everybody that does gets addicted. They're like traveling everywhere. All right. So tagging on to what you just said, what's your biggest fear? It can be big. It can be, tubes.
Right. I would say for me, the fear of missing an opportunity is a pretty big fear. I think we all at some point want to leave a legacy. That's in here in this shirt somewhere, right? Legacy. And really leave something behind that lives past, the time that we're here. And so all of these opportunities, like I was talking about, those little breadcrumbs that I'm following and stuff, and we all have them. Everybody's are different, but they're leading to your purpose and kind of the same place in the end. But those also have a shelf life. Those opportunities have a shelf life. So you have only so much time when you have an opportunity come up to seize that opportunity and do the best you can with it and bring others along. And so that really, like, whenever, I start to have the opportunity, feel the opportunity, see the opportunity, I'm hoping I'm seeing them, and I'm hoping that I'm taking advantage of them. And, ultimately that they'll all add up to something that, my kids will live under and live with, and that'll affect their lives and hopefully affect the lives of many people that I've come into contact with. So don't want to miss those opportunities.
I love it. I love your passion for impacting lives. Awesome. Have we already answered the question, what makes your soul sing, or should I be asking? I feel like this whole thing is like your soul singing.
Right. It definitely is, because really what makes my soul sing, is love, and God is love, right? But also just seeing love on display, right? Like, here in the gym, there was somebody who was having a hard time, and their friend just walked up to him and embraced him, like right before a workout, right? And they just kind of like had this moment, that maybe they probably didn't know that I saw it, but stuff like that, right. where people are really just, being very selfless and helping each other out. I feel that from the people around me. I feel it from my family, my kids, my wife, and obviously from God too. And that's really what makes my soul sing the most.
I love it.
That and spicy workouts. Yes.
That and what?
Spicy workouts.
Spicy workouts. I seem to remember a specialty program that you did where you just you did a workshop, a free workshop, and just wiped everybody out of it.
Right.
What I heard was pretty spicy.
Yeah, it was probably a little too spicy. That workshop, nobody, one person.
I mean, Lauren came back
after that, but it was, as far as workshops go, it was definitely a doozy, but it was also just embracing the suck to a certain extent. Yeah,
they learned that one like tenfold that night.
Right.
All right, we're gonna do two last questions real quick, and they're gonna be super light. So what's your favorite skill to teach?
Ooh, I'm very partial to bear crawls and burpees and obstacles, of course, but my favorite skill to teach is whatever's going to be uncomfortable for the person that I'm teaching it. So whatever they're going to be able to learn from, that's where I go. When I can see that little hint of hesitance from somebody upon, encountering a task, that's my favorite. And so really what it boils down to is mental toughness, and that's my favorite skill to teach. And once somebody gets that, it's like crawling through that tube, they're going to believe that they can do anything. And so that's it for me.
Yeah, traffic means nothing when you've been through some of the workouts. Yeah. Right? You go out there and somebody cuts you off and you're like,
yeah,
I got that.
Obstacle immunity. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Now, the last one I usually ask is what you're currently studying and learning, but Chris gave me a question before you
Oh,
came in, and he saw you getting ready to jump on here, and he gave me a question to ask you. And I don't know if this is a personal thing between you and him or if it was just a random question, but
okay.
he said that I need to ask you, what is the worst habit that you've had that you've broken now because of your fitness in the, like, because of your workout routine and your fitness in the gym?
I don't even know where that came from, but I think he just wanted to watch me like stare blindly into the
I think he
camera.
just wanted
I
you to
think
have a
that's what he
question.
was doing. Worst habit. I would say that the habit of avoiding things that are too difficult in that moment. So, we all have those things. For me, like handstand push-ups, right? Like not gonna happen on most days, right? So I think avoiding those things to the point where you don't even try them and practice them, like that's definitely, like for me, I think for a lot of people, but for me personally, definitely a habit where you want to stick to what you're more comfortable with, and can't do that. You're never going to grow if you don't practice the things that you're not good at, and that you need to learn. We can all learn something if we just dig into it. So just trusting the process. I think that that habit of shying away from those things, definitely conquered through doing it.
Commendable. I like
Mhm.
that. So you're not making anybody do something that you wouldn't do yourself. You're not like telling them,
Right.
work hard and have mental toughness because you haven't been through it. You've been
Yeah.
through it. You've done it. So,
Absolutely.
and awesome. I love it. Jake, thank you for being a part of our Rhino community and our Rhino team here. I feel like I said, I feel like you were exactly where we, needed you to be in the moment that we needed you in this team. And I feel like there's obviously somebody or multiple people in this building that are going to have their lives changed by you. And I know that that's just destined and it's purposed, and that you're right where you're supposed to be. I hope that you always believe that. And at least for the time that we have you, and
Yeah.
we'll see where life takes us, but we love having you. Thanks for your time today and for getting real with people, and hopefully
Yeah.
everybody appreciated it.
It's an honor to be here, and I'm happy that I get to be here and work with you and so many awesome people. So
So many cool people. All
yes.
right. Have an awesome day, Rhinos. Thanks for joining us again, and we will see you next time.